fun. I came here as an adventure traveller, and that's my passion, is exploring and the outdoors. And once I started living here, I really wanted to kind of just go out and explore the wildernesses of Armenia, because, you know, to me it looks like a fantastic place to do that kind of thing. But I kept running into problems. I couldn't find any good maps. I couldn't find any trails that were like publicly available. I found it really difficult to find people who knew about different trails. So all these things I took for granted from Europe were missing. And I really wanted to just hike the length of Armenia and go on a big exploratory journey. But all of these things were stopping me from doing it.
The idea is a transnational hiking trail, like a wilderness trail, so they will connect large regions and different parks, and going outside villages, close enough that a hiker every once in a while can go and restock, but it's more like a wilderness trail. So it starts from the border with Iran and it goes all the way to Ajara in Georgia. If you want to do the whole thing, you're kind of expected to be out in the wild for at least stretches of a few days, so camping and relying on yourself. But that doesn't mean that you cannot use the infrastructure in other ways. So there will be ways to access the trail along the way, and you can do anything from one-day hike to the whole thing if you like.
And if Vag was participating in this and not taking a selfie, what would he be doing?
Just pointing at
Okay, great, yeah, let's have him do that too.
Better things to compare it to. It came like... That's a very long-term work. It can take a year, it can take 5 years, depending on each part of the trail. But we're looking really for like 10 years or more for the more or less complete version of the trail, because it doesn't only require going and seeing from where you can go where and making sure that it's safe, at least in terms of mapping, digital mapping, but also it's about marking, it's about building parts of the trail that can be risky, dangerous. And the trail itself is like a living organism. It's not like you build and it's there. It may require, depending again on where it is, how much is it affected by the nature. It may be needed to go over and over again to each part and do some more building, which is really great, because what we want to do is to involve locals everywhere. We have to involve locals. It's impossible without involving locals in each area, because there's a lot of work to do. There is hopefully going to be a lot of volunteer help, and people will learn this actually new profession, trail building profession, and then they can make a living with this as well, hopefully in future. So the trail will possibly bring tourists, a specific kind of group of tourists. Then the tourists will advertise the trail generally, and other kinds of tourists will hopefully also come. So that's a very broad idea, and we're expecting to see a lot of things changing actually in the Caucasus. I'm an artist by my background, but in the last 20-something years I was going to nature very often for bringing people to there or doing yoga camps, and I'm also a yoga trainer. And so everything got very much united in this one idea.
The main thing I'm doing right now, and I've been doing since the expedition started, was taking care of the mapping side. So how to collect data on the field and what data to collect, and once we come back home, process it so that actually we update the maps of the wild areas where we go, because that's the whole point of collecting resources, and then will help the hikers, and also will help us to see in which part of the regions we need to go back and work. So yeah, that's basically like, imagine like Google Maps mixed with Wikipedia, so everybody can contribute, and I'm basically doing that. I came here in 2010 in December and to give a try to work at Sumo, to the Sumo Center, and well, I liked it very much. So the 1 month trial period became like 1.5 years of working there. In the meantime, there I met my now wife, so I decided to stay longer, and I've been here pretty much ever since, on and off. And yeah, last summer, like I was waiting for something to do because I decided to quit my previous job. And in IT sector and in general as an engineer, I stopped that thing and I blocked all of the opportunities that were coming because I didn't feel like I want to be in that field anymore. I didn't know exactly what. But when Tom came and started voicing this idea, then it felt like, okay, this is interesting. This is something that I want to get involved. So it kind of happened like that naturally.
When I was 23, I set off to try and cycle around the world from my home country of England. And so I pedalled away across Europe, across Turkey, Georgia, and eventually came to Armenia. I had no intention of staying in Armenia. I had my visa for Iran and I was planning to continue. But I met a very beautiful lady here who kind of cancelled all of my plans, and I ended up staying. So that was the short version of the story of how I came to live here. Well, the idea formed in a kind of concrete state last summer whilst I was actually hiking through Karabakh. And as soon as I came back from that hike, I just started talking to everyone about this idea to build a long distance hiking trail across Armenia and then across the whole of the Caucasus, because I was excited about it and I wanted to share the idea and see how people reacted to it. And literally everyone's response was kind of, that's such a great idea, why has nobody done that? And I think it tapped into this idea in Armenia right now, which is that things like hiking and biking are there's something waiting to happen. There's lots of other organisations working on the same idea in slightly different ways. So it felt like there was a kind of zeitgeist type thing going on, where it was an idea whose time had come. The fact that it came into my head was kind of irrelevant.